So today I just wanted to say hello and to share a little inspirational story with you. For those who are in need of some inspiration about what God can do for us when we help ourselves first. Sure, in life everybody has disappointments from time to time, and you may find yourself having a friend cancel on you at the last minute, or maybe a date who doesn't show up or something, or they cancel at the last minute and you were really looking forward to going out with them or meeting them and doing something fun together. And so I discovered this many years ago, over 25 years ago now. I was dating somebody, and I had heard that, I was practicing my personal growth and applying what I was working on and learning about, and that was to take care of myself. And certainly I was just understanding how every opportunity, every challenge that we come across in our relationships is really just an opportunity for personal growth. So it's an opportunity for us to love ourselves deeper, to accept ourselves more, to appreciate ourselves, or to maybe to appreciate, to love, accept, and appreciate ourselves even more than we did before. So we can do that, but and to respect ourselves too. So I'm just sitting here today enjoying this nice fire, and thought I would share a little fireside chat with you and story to let you know you can do the same thing. And I believe in you, and I know this works so well, and you'll be amazed at my experience. I hope it will inspire you to try it for yourself. So just share a little bit, and see whether you have something to learn from me or not. Maybe you're already doing this. I trust that if you're watching this, you're already learning about it or thinking about it or wondering how you can do this, or what personal growth really means, how to stop giving your power away in relationships and to keep your joy instead. I had made a promise to myself back then to do that, to keep my joy in my relationships with men instead of giving it away to them by getting upset about things they did. Who wants to go around being depressed or sad about or lonely because somebody else did something they made a decision that you weren't happy with? Well, it's good to recognize when you're not happy with someone and their decision. It lets you know, this is something that was really important to me. Your upset feelings, they let you know that was something that was important to you, that you really wanted to do. And so knowing what's important to you and what you love, what you prefer, is really important. So acknowledge your feelings, the upset feelings. They're healthy for you to have, but don't stay in them. So, they're there to help you understand that, hey, maybe I fell short recently on respecting myself, or I fell short recently on I've been neglecting to really appreciate myself. I've been neglecting to want to spend time alone with myself and spending too much time with others and tending to their happiness and not my own. So, these are ways that when we're in relationships, especially women, we can get into that habit pretty easily with others, kind of lose ourselves a little bit in the relationship and forget we're important too. We have to take care of ourselves also. So, and we matter too. So, one day, I'll just go into this story now of an experience that I have had and how this worked for me. And may God bless you with, the memory of this in years to come, to inspire you to maybe do the same thing and have a similar experience in your life. And if you have already and you want to share that below, I would love to hear it. I love hearing about other people's successes in life and celebrating those, as they are, reminders of what I can do for myself also. So, anyway, so here we go. So I was I was in my 30s, and I went to, went to get dressed and ready to go, and I went to, I'm just going to try to get this fire more in the picture here, move over so you can see it more while I'm talking. It's possible, it's very hot. So, alright, so anyway, I was half me and half the fire, right? So I was sitting at home, and it was kind of late, like 10 o'clock at night, and I was younger, and that's like the time when we went out sometimes. I was going to go out to eat with a boyfriend, and he was someone I'd been dating for over a year, and I really was looking forward to seeing him. And he canceled at the last minute, and I got very disappointed, and I was sad. And I felt the sadness, I felt the disappointment, and I said, okay, well, the mature response, the emotionally mature and intelligent response to that would be, to say, I love and accept myself anyway, even though his choice to, Oh, okay, really? Thanks. Thank you. All right, one more. Yay. Thanks. All right, so, that guy just came over and told me not to move, but he was throwing logs on, so. Anyway, all right, so then, sorry for the interruption there. Thanks for your patience. And we'll just now have a bigger fire to look at. Sound of the crackling, I love that. Anyway, so here we are, sitting here alone, but by choice today. Alright, so I was noticing my disappointment, feeling that, and I said, well, even though I feel disappointment about this, thing, it's I love and accept myself anyway. And even though, going back to now the story of when I got, that my boyfriend canceled on me at the last minute. So, so he, fire is like a good thing to put your fear into. If I had a fire going at the time, I could have thrown my fear of like being rejected or being disappointed, allowing other people, I don't know. So, like, I guess our desire, to have connection is what makes us feel that disappointment when someone cancels on us at the last minute. So, it was a connection that I really appreciated. He was a very safe person for me to be with. He felt bad afterwards, but I didn't know that at the time, so I just decided to take care of myself. I'll tell you why he felt bad in a minute, because what he did disappointed me, but I then made myself happy. I took responsibility to make myself happy again after the disappointment. I said, well, what can I do to show myself that I love myself? And obviously I haven't been loving myself enough lately, because he's now giving me this opportunity to do that for me. And I am important too. So I'm going to go out and have fun anyway. I'm going to go to the same place where we were going to go for dinner, and I'm going to treat myself to dinner. He doesn't have to be with me for me to have a good time. I can still go and do that alone. And I love myself, and I love my own company. So why not, And I didn't have to tell him about that. I didn't mention it at all to him. I just took the initiative after he hung up with me, and I went and did it. I didn't hate him for his decision. I didn't, try to make him feel guilty for it or afterwards or anything like that. I just accepted it as an opportunity he was giving me to love myself more. And then the relationship with him. And also to practice not giving my power away, but being responsible for my happiness. So I could have sat home and been disappointed all night, but I did not let myself do that. And I'm so thankful, because when I went to that restaurant, it was a restaurant and a bar, and I was sitting, I went to go get my, table and stuff up at the bar, and I noticed across the bar there was a long line of people standing, with somebody that was sitting at the bar. There was a long line of people in front of them, and that person looked like he was signing autographs. And I said, "Oh, I wonder who that is." And I looked over closer, and it was Charles Barkley. He happened to be at that bar that night. I was like, "Wow, I didn't even know he was going to be here." What a surprise, because I didn't think he went to public places like that, and he's from LA, so what is he doing in Chapel Hill, North Carolina? At a bar here. So weird. So, and by himself, he wasn't with the team or anything. So he's a famous basketball player. For those of you who don't know, he's a very famous basketball player, and I think he's now a sports announcer on news channels, like for sports channels. And he helps to broadcast sporting events. Anyway, so you might already know who he is from that, but if not, you can look him up and you'll find out a lot about him. He's very, very famous. Very famous. So I used to watch him play basketball because I used to like watching basketball on TV. So for me, when I saw him, I was like, whoa, that's Charles Barkley. How amazing. I love that. So I'm going to go over, and I took my time. I waited, and I think I found out if they were still serving dinner, because I didn't get there till like 11 o'clock or something, since I had to take time to process my disappointment first before I left home and decided to do that. But I didn't take too long to do that. I got there still by 11 o'clock. Anyway, when I arrived and, he was there, I didn't know how much longer he'd be there, but the line was shortening, and there weren't very many people left in it, so that's when I went over and I got in line. So I was towards the back of it, and so when I got up to him, he started talking with me and asked me my name, and then we just started talking. He asked me questions and was very friendly, and I asked him questions. I said, "Oh, do you golf too?" No, because I knew that he had been into golfing at all. I had golfed also, and so I don't know. We hit it off like right away in our conversation, and he just really appreciated what I was sharing with him, I guess, and wanted to talk more. So he said, "Step aside for me for just a minute. Let me sign the autographs for these other people. And I'd like to talk with you more." So the other people, they got their autographs, and the line was gone now. And then, so he sat and talked with me for hours after that. And him and his bodyguard and a friend of the bodyguard were there with him. And so we all sat together and talked and had a really good time that evening. And then he invited me across the street to a bar over there to go dancing with them. And so I went over there and we went dancing. It was the most amazing thing. I couldn't believe, this person's rejection of my presence with him at dinner that night turned into this amazing experience for me, because I chose to be happy anyway. I chose to go out and treat myself to the same exact dinner or whatever that we were going to have together there, and I ended up having this experience with Charles Barkley instead. So I know that was like my first time practicing that, and I think God was really, really, really wanting to reward me and encourage me. Yes, go do that again. Do this more. I love this behavior, like. So I just felt like, that my higher power was really, really, really so happy for me that I chose love. I chose faith over fear. I chose courage over disappointment. I chose happiness anyway, and to treat myself well anyway. So I know you could do the same thing. Don't let other people ruin your day or your happiness or your life through their actions. Sometimes it can be harder said than done, but you can do it. It takes time sometimes to work through if there's a lot of hurt. That wasn't a big hurt, but it was a disappointment. But we can always go back, return to love, return to happiness, and it's just choice by choice. So when we look for what the opportunity is, where we've been neglecting ourselves in our own life in terms of our own self-care, we haven't been respecting ourselves enough, we haven't been appreciating ourselves enough, we haven't been, and I did it as an act of self-appreciation and self-worth. So, in addition to self-love. So you can do the same thing and note, where can you do better for you? And is that person's behavior towards you, the way they treated you, is that a reflection of how you treat yourself? And is it a reflection of it, because we're mirrors of each other, then it is. So, and also, at the end of the night, he actually offered for me to continue the evening with him after the bar closed, and this was, that night when Charles Barkley was with me. I actually said no to that, and I said, no, I'm not able to go with you anywhere else, but I appreciate the invitation, and, I knew he was married, so I didn't want to, go any further with him than that. I just left it at the good time I had that night, and I was dating this other guy too, so, I didn't want to interfere in my relationship or the one that he had with his wife by going further than that, but we had a really nice time, so talking and getting to know each other. So anyway, and I got his autograph and a picture with him, and just a really amazing experience to remember for years to come. So now every time I go out and treat myself, right, when I get rejected by somebody or turned down, it's not always going to be where I meet somebody famous, but I was able to share this with that person, my boyfriend, afterwards. I had dinner with him later, and when I talked with him again in person, I shared with him what happened that night, and I let him know. I said, thank you so much for not for canceling on me at the last minute the other night. I'm so glad you did that. I decided to go out. Now, most women would be like, you're such a jerk. Why did you do that? And guilt trip the person. I'm not that way, but a lot of people are. They hold on to the hurt if they don't take responsibility for their happiness. So then they blame the other person for them feeling bad, and then it goes towards, they get blamed for it later. Well, I wanted to show love all the way around, so I thanked him instead, and I shared with him what happened, and he was so happy to hear that, and he was so happy for me that I had that experience, and he couldn't believe that it worked like that for me, but he was like, wow, thank you. So, so I loved his response to me when I shared it with him, and, that it was good for us all the way around. So, trust yourself and your intuition about whether you're going to share your experiences that happen for you when you treat yourself well. It's not to rub it in that person's face afterwards. I did it for the purpose of creating harmony with him and harmony with myself. So that's why I did that sharing with my boyfriend afterwards. And I did it with love and discernment. So use your discernment about whether to share your stories with your people in your life who disappoint you. Okay, so I just wanted to share that little bit of a story for you, and by the fire here today, and just let you know I love you so much. God loves you, and you're so amazing. You're doing such a good job taking care of yourself already. I know you wouldn't be watching this video if you weren't. And so keep up the good work. Enjoy the journey. Do your best. That's all you could do. Practice what you're learning. Apply these things and see how they work in your life for you. And as you celebrate other people's successes in life, you're really asking to be celebrated yourself when you have a success. You're inviting the whole world to celebrate with you. So thank you for celebrating my successes in life with me. I'm celebrating yours. And I know that together the world is getting it to be a brighter and brighter place because of that. And, it's helping us all to remember who we really are and what we're really here for, what we can do in this world to make it better. So thank you. Thank you so much for your contributions to all of the well-being that I experienced to you, because as you do for you, you do for another. So whatever you take good care of yourself, to make yourself happy, to improve your life in some way, to practice your personal growth, I benefit from that. We all do. It's a ripple effect. It's like a butterfly effect. So everybody in your family does, especially your close relationships. So keep up the good work. I just wanted to encourage you today. Set your goals for the new year. Write them down so that way they become more actionable in your mind and your body. You'll be more likely to act on them and to accomplish them if you write them down. Otherwise, they just stay in your mind and your heart as a dream. A dream is something that might never happen, but if you write it down as a goal, you're much more likely. 100% of the people that own the world, every single one of them wrote down their goals. They're the only ones that did, out of a study of many people. And this was a study that was done one time. People that didn't write down their goals didn't accomplish any of them. People who, wrote them down were the most successful. So if you have any goals in mind for the new year, be sure to write those down. All right, and take it easy. I hope you have a great day. Bye, everybody, and Happy New Year.